And it's been a while, but I'm finally back with another battle video. So this is the new Lucario Landorus deck that's been getting some talk. So as you can see, there's my text right there. Drifloon being my stage 1 attacker, assuming that there's a problem with Garbodor, which there often may be because as you can see, my opponent is playing Seismitoad. Garbodor can be kind of useless against Seismitoad when you can't attach the Tool Stone. Now this is a sped up video, as you can see, because this was originally a 27-minute battle. So I definitely didn't want to subject you guys to 27 minutes of me rambling. And as you can see, there were kind of large gaps like this where I guess that just, well, sorry for the background noise, kittens are playing. But we both just were kind of taking our times with this match, thinking through. And honestly, I'll just give you my bottom opinion of Lucario Landorus. I'm really not impressed with it. I've tried a few different variations out, dropping the balloons and the Cobalion. Cobalion's great in, well, honestly, against anything. In this match, you're going to see me use it a lot against that Seismitoad. Well, not really necessarily a lot, but getting that DCE off the Seismitoad is pretty huge. So right now I see the Litleo has hit the field, so I am going to want to focus on getting a Trubbish out, but right now he's got me under the item lock, so I'm kind of just limited in what I can do. Right now I'm just hitting him for 50, he's hitting me for 30, we're really not doing a lot of damage to each other, but there's still plenty of time in the game, as you can see we're not even a quarter of the way through. And he's just pretty much using this time to get his Pyroars up to slow me down. Now, bad thing is that my Cobalion is weak to his fire, so I had to be very careful when I focus on that, because he can simply just retreat and knock me out. But ideally, I want to get the DCE off the Seismitoad fairly soon, so that he can stop doing damage and hopefully get me out of the item lock. Right now, though, I'm really not concerned. My hand is decent. I've been getting the energy attachment for the turn. My Cobalion is ready to go. And unfortunately, I thought I was in a much better position until he uses Pokemon Center Lady. It's definitely not a card I would really expect to see, but it's there. He still has the item lock, and I think here I'm trying to decide whether I want to put out a little more damage or just attach and manually retreat to that Cobalion, or power up Landorus for next turn, knowing that my Lucario's gonna be knocked out fairly soon. And it looks like right here, this decision really doesn't matter because I'm item locked. I just pretty much use the Karina, well, other than not wanting to use the Juniper, to get that last Lucario Landorus out of the deck, just so that I hopefully don't draw into it later, and hopefully can draw into a Garbodor instead, because I will need to have that Garbodor out, and I'm waiting for the item lock to go away, obviously, before I attach that Floatstone. So there goes Lucario, and I'm going to go ahead and just promote the Cobalion. We're going to knock that DCE off and hopefully slow him down a bit. We'll go ahead and Shauna, get a Garbodor out. I would have liked to see a Mewtwo get out to attach the DCE to, but that's alright. I decided to attach it to the Landorus for a couple of reasons. First off, if I need to pay for a manual retreat cost, i.e. I'm item locked and I can't attach a Floatstone or use a switch, my retreat cost is right there, and one more fighting energy does mean that I can use Land Judgment and knock out just about any EX on the field, especially with a Muscle Band. So that's what I'm kind of setting him back for, just mostly a little bit of intimidation, knowing that I am very close to just knocking out an EX without having to do any prior damage. Now, he has lost the item lock. I was able to get that DCE off with my Cobalion. He couldn't get another one back on, and so I have a turn with trainers. Most importantly right now, I'm going to use that to get the Garbodor active, I guess, activate his ability, so that Pyroar isn't really doing anything as far as his ability goes, and I can knock him out with just about anything. I end up attaching the DCE to manually retreat, because now that Garbodor has taken effect, I can easily hit the Pyroars if I need to, or, I mean, he's not as much of a threat to promote that Pyroar up against my Landorus. Trying to think, the reason why I put the 30 damage on the Mewtwo is pretty much anticipating a Mewtwo war. Usually I would expect him to play at least 2, so you don't want to necessarily be the one to drop the DCE on, or overload him too much with the DCE, but doing that 30 damage to him does mean I don't need a muscle band or need to worry about the 5th energy attached, and so that helps me out. He ends up using Escape Rope. I just go back to my Garbodor, hoping he doesn't Megaphone me and Item Lock me in the same turn, and I get fairly lucky. He isn't able to Item Lock me and Megaphone in the same turn, so that really didn't have any effect. The laser didn't put me to sleep, so I'm going to be able to easily retreat, and the question is just what, I've got a lot of options here. Cobalions, there's no reason to attack with Cobalion just because Pyroar is going to come up and easily just knock it out. But I can do this. And this is what I finally ended up deciding on, using that my Lysander, to pull up the other Seismitoad, which doesn't have a DCE on it, put a little bit of damage on it, and then still take out the one on the bench for 2 prizes. This kind of puts him in a tricky spot because Seismitoad has a 3 retreat cost, so he has to have a Switch or a Float Stone in order to get back to Pyroar, which is his only attacker right now with energy. Now, if he has a DCE, he's going to be doing some damage to me, clearly, especially with that weakness, but it's not going to be doing a ton. And as you can see, he's having a really hard time drawing into these DCEs, and it's allowing me to kind of recover from my slow start with being item locked. So I'm able to get a Mewtwo out. I go ahead and attach the DCE more as bait. I mean, pretty much he's getting really close to being able to take that last EX. The Cabalion's sitting on my bench. It's going to be easy target anyways. So I really don't care about having Mewtwo seem like a target for the other Mewtwo. So I have a feeling. I think what I planned out, how I planned this out, was to pretty much use Landorus to whittle away damage just in case he runs Max Potion, just in case he runs another Pokemon Center lady, just trying to be prepared for what he could possibly do. So now I'm back under the item lock, so there's really not much from my hand that I can, well, actually there's really nothing I could play from my hand, so I just take out the Seismitoad in that turn. At least I don't have to worry about the item lock anymore, and I put some more damage on Mewtwo. I do run Pal Pad, so I can bring that Lysander back into the game if needed, and use it to bring up his Mewtwo and use my Mewtwo against it, assuming Landorus has done enough damage to it. But he is going to be knocking out that Landorus, and yeah. So here's the thing: is he did pull a Megaphone out and was able to get the Float Stone off my Garbodor. So I end up attaching, biking to get a few more. I'm computer searching. Oops, sorry about the little blackout there. I end up computer searching for the Juniper and just hoping I hit the Float Stone, and that way I have a hand as well. I could just computer search for the Float Stone so that I could attack this Pyroar. But yeah. Anyways, already attached the energy, so hitting the Pyroar just for 50, and then we're going to switch it up and hit the other Pyroar, because it looks like I'm ready to knock out his Mewtwo with my Mewtwo if that's what becomes active. If I have to take out this Pyroar, then it's going to be the other Pyroar, so I might as well just go ahead and soften it up so that I can one-shot it next turn, and really just give him no option to get out of this. Now we do see another Pokemon Center lady, another very strange card to see played right now, but it's having some effect, and he has stalled me for at least a little while. I'm not drawing into my Pal Pad to get that Lysander back in. Now I do have access to my items, so this is just a great part for me. Now that Landorus was about to be knocked out next turn, which is why I had to switch back to the other Landorus. And at this point, it's if he has Lysander or hits a heads-on catcher, he wins the game. The Cobalion, he's going to be one-shotting my Cobalion because of the fire weakness. Mewtwo's already loaded up with the DCE, wouldn't take much to knock that out. And the Landorus, that's heavily damaged on the bench. So I'm just hoping that I keep anything away from him if possible. Now he has used a lot of resources now, so I go ahead and he's already used, as we can see, the 3 DCE and 3 Muscle Band. There's a 4 DCE on the Pyroar, so I'm really not worried about the him promoting his Mewtwo and X-balling me with a Muscle Band for knockout. And it looks like he doesn't have anything. He has his just attack. I'm able to X-ball him right back, and there we have the game. So hopefully that wasn't too fast. Hopefully he kept up with everything. I've been playing a lot of this deck. I'm really not impressed with it quite yet, although I do kind of like this build with the Kabalion in it. Other than that, I think that's about it. This is probably the closest match I've been able to record, and I have a feeling I'll be playing something else over the next few days and have a different battle video up for you soon. So thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.